Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV Deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, the God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Ah, Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people there. Make him man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and for make up what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red, I. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out, I sell out Babylon. They give man show one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead that can sell out Rasta, I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Yes, come on the Friday. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, you might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black? Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Good evening, and welcome to the leadership our country deserves. Mark Golden is certainly listening to the people. After a great sit down with the disability community last night, he has shown the people once again that I am listening. Not only that Mark Golden is listening, but he's making decisions in the interest of the people and for the protection of people's life. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Is Diane Smith murderer still on the loose? Just a question. If anyone knows if Diane Smith murderer is still on the loose. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good evening and welcome. I want to take a swing at the American voters this evening, or the American populace this evening, or even myself as well, as one who supported Donald Trump. And this is just in passing, we're not going to spend a lot of time on it. But you, the American voters, you're under a duty. You, the Democrats, you, the Independents, you, the Republican, you're under a duty to stop President Trump. It has gotten past the ramping stage now to the stage where the world is at risk. I don't know if you understand that I wanted President Trump to bring the American system down, not what he's out for, though. I am interested in his economic warfare because, as I told you from the start, America is the only one that's going to come out badly in this trade war or this economic warfare. But for President Trump to activate nuclear submarine over a tweet by former President Demetrius, this is getting far too dangerous for the world, America. I don't know if you all understand how risky that move is by President Trump. If you have never heard of the dead hand of Russia, you should want to know what the dead hand means. What it basically means for you Americans, if you don't know. If the Russian state feels it's under imminent threat of a nuclear attack from the Americans, what that will do if the dead hand is triggered, you will have an almighty tirade of nuclear warhead sent in your direction, America. Unstoppable by any defensive mechanism. President Trump is playing with fire. President Trump is playing with the world. This needs to be stopped, America. This is not how I would want America to go down. Mind you, what Donald Trump is doing is very, very dangerous. Because if the Russians feel they are under imminent attack, what the dead hand is, it's an offensive defensive mechanism. And once it is triggered, America, you are done for. You will have nuclear warhead coming at you in an almighty speed that you will have no time to do anything for. It's the nuclear weapon you have, America, is going to be useless if the Russia dead hand is triggered. So you, the people of America, you have a duty to get rid of Donald Trump. It has passed the ramping stage now into a very dangerous stage where the world could end up in a nuclear war. In a nuclear war, all of us will go down. MAD, MAD, mutual assured destruction. Europe and America will be no more. So, when make Donald Trump go and bait and think to say the red button and the briefcase, them a walk with, it have any defense to the Russia dead hand system. Somebody need to stop Donald Trump and this madness. Somebody need to stop him, because if it goes down, all of us will be roast. All of us, I mean, all of us will be roast. So Donald Trump sending a nuclear submarine to Russia because Demetrius made a tweet that Donald Trump doesn't like. It's super dangerous. I don't know if American voters, if we don't understand what the Russian dead hand means, but if it trigger, it is over for Europe and America. You won't have time, America, to retaliate with your nuclear weapons. Should the dead hand trigger before you fire one, Koteps, it's over. President Trump galangin past the ordinary plane what we used to know. This is the threat to humanity. This is a threat to the planet. And this is not a joke scenario. You ever seen nobody play with Russia when it comes to nuclear, them way? Over what? Over a tweet. Something that President Trump does 3 o'clock every morning. And throughout the whole bloody day. America, you're under duty to stop him. Regardless of those of us who may choose support him for various different reasons, which he rolled back on everything that he was supported on for his second term, both at home and abroad. He does a U-turn on everything. This plane, America, this plane is way too dangerous. Way too dangerous. And I must wake up to it. Because nuclear war is not conventional warfare. Conventional warfare, you may can't survive it. You can rebuild after it. But a nuclear war between two nuclear power will be the end, because one thing Russia now do is give Europe and America the chance to obliterate it. That's what the dead hand of Russia means. It's a defensive, offensive mechanism. If I think I am under threat, if I think I'm under threat, that will be triggered. And once that is triggered, America, there is no turning back. Zombie apocalypse would be the next series. So, go and play. You Americans, sit down and make Donald Trump go and play with fire. And the whole way I go down, you know. But me, I want to go get the first hit. You all will be getting the first hit. Play, continue playing. That's what I want to say on the international side of things. And Donald Trump and him over seriously ramping. Over seriously ramping, because this gone past the playing stage now. And also me want America to go down. Me want the American dollar to go down. Not the American people or country. The dollar we want, the dollar we after. You're doing well in your economic warfare. Stay there, so. Nuclear warfare is not your thing, President Trump. Nuclear warfare is not your thing. America will not win a nuclear war against Russia. America and Europe will not win a nuclear war against Russia. Don't try it. Uno cannot and has never won a conventional war against Russia. Don't try it. If uno do, the entire world will go down because Russia is going to take out Europe and America if uno make him feel threatened. And uno keep encircling him, uno keep, and these nuclear submarine President Trump that you send closer to Russia is the most dangerous thing that has ever happened since America dropped nuclear bomb on Japan. You won't be this lucky. Again, America. America, the world saw what you did to Nagasaki and Hiroshima. The Russians will never allow you to do that to them. That is the reason for the dead hand. They won't wait until you fire one, America. They just need to feel threatened enough. And all hell, zombie apocalypse will break loose on this planet. Donald Trump must be stopped now. It's at a very, very dangerous point. All right? So that me want to say about the little orange man or the little gringo where President Lula call him. And if you notice, out of the BRICS nation, the only bender you have in the BRICS nation is South Africa. And I would advise BRICS to kick South Africa out and bring in Burkina Faso. Because Cyril Ramaphosa have no balls, literally. All the other BRICS nations are standing up to Donald Trump and saying pretty much, F you. We're not going to take any orders or any talk or any marching orders from you. India is standing strong. Brazil is. China ain't looking at them. Russia couldn't give a toss. The Iranians are not, you know, the Iranians are not into anything with the Americans. The South Africans, though, they're benders. Cyril Ramaphosa is a bender. And BRICS should kick Cyril Ramaphosa, South Africa, out of BRICS and bring in Burkina Faso. Cyril Ramaphosa and South Africa is too mushu in this whole scenario going on now. But we'll watch how it unfolds. Nothing that Donald Trump is on is going to be successful for the people of America, whether it be his trade war or his nuclear war. It just will not work for America. Golden, the next prime minister for Jamaica. Leadership that our country deserves. Leader that listens to the people. A leader that can take decisive decision on listening to the people. If you remember, Mount Golden did the survey before he renounced his citizenship. His citizenship, he did his survey and listened to the people. It was as a matter of the people, one of the main reasons why he carried out the task of renouncing his citizenship. If you watch this morning program, we spoke about the great power move made by Mark Golden and the team last night by sitting down with the disabled community, or I prefer to say the challenged communities. It was a showstopper, something policy orientated politics that we deserve, that we yearn for, is the type of politics that our country ought to gravitate to rather than the constant tribal politics that takes us nowhere. What we learned out of that town hall last night was that the people of Jamaica, or people who are those who are the less fortunate amongst us, are being squeezed. When we think we were being squeezed, they are being squeezed to the point of the frustration that you see last night during that sit down with Mark Golden on the team. As I asked the question this morning, how much of the people of Jamaica are at their wits' end, as we've seen in that sitting last night? What that does when Mark Golden and his team gets into office from these conversations that will help to inform their policy making is that it will help them to hit the ground running when it comes to the issue of social justice reform. Where when you listened last night to that town hall meeting, it, under this government, what we have is a breakdown of social justice. None of us is really feeling what we were promised, i.e., the prosperity. Those who are the less fortunate amongst us, we see the target from this government at all time. If you remember back then, Donna Gow, Andre Stevens, they all got a warning from the JLP run Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation just for feeding the homeless in our city on the street for 1 day a week or so. And they were being given warning not to do so. When we don't see government initiative that really assists these people who are desperately in need. What we are hoping is that in the broader prospect of social justice reform from the Golden team, mental health is one that we have a careful look at. I'm not even sure what the mental health laws are in our country or how it is being implemented in a systematic way. But what I'm quite sure of, though, is that there ought to be reviews and amendment to meet our modern, the modern, what you call, I can't even find a word right now, to meet the modern day happenings within our country. One of the things that I observe is that police or the mental health system don't seem to have a lot of powers at the moment when it comes to sectioning people with mental health problem who are having whether be an outburst, a relapse, or a meltdown in public where it becomes borderline risky, whether be to themselves or to the general public. We've seen that struggle many times. That is one of the area where I would advise Mr. Golden in a review of the Mental Health Act is to give power to the police to section people with mental health issues in public for them and the public safety. Now, what that power would do, as I said, we have that power here in the Mental Health Act. It's called Section 136. What that would do for the protection of the public and the person is the police would have the power to arrest that person, not to take to police station, but to take to a hospital. What that then does is trigger a multidisciplinary assessment by the police, a psychiatric doctor, social worker, and probably senior psychiatric nurses as well, as to whether that person is a risk to the public or to themselves, and whether that person should be detained under the Mental Health Act. Now, under the Section 136 in the UK, the police have the power to hold you in a mental health institution for, I think, 72 hours. After that, when that 72 hours period is coming to an end, then that have to be or ought to be reviewed, if not earlier, based on the condition of the person. That ought to be reviewed, and if there isn't any pending danger by their action, then they could be released back to the public. Or if you think it's in their best interest or in the interest of the public, then the section would be extended, and that would be signed off by psychiatrists and social worker, who the social worker becomes like the lawyer for the person with mental health condition. We need that type of system, because oftentimes we see people in public having breakdown, where I think in one case police ended up shooting the person, and this is not the approach. This is just not the approach to deal with people with mental health problem. So a part of the broad social justice reform that Mark Golden and his team will be doing, I think last night they get a good grip of how on the when it comes to the social issues or issues with physical or learning challenges. But last night, what we didn't hear is an awful lot about mental health in that term, because for me, I think that part of the challenged community were kind of under misrepresented last night. But I know on a broader level, the team would also be looking at that. But that is my suggestion in the whole social justice reform. We ought to take a serious and careful review of our mental health laws and do the necessary reform. Because one of the things that bothers me, and this is going on a lot, even in my community, where there are people in my community who are mentally challenged, and you'll have these team of health professional. I don't know how to describe them, but them will come round and then will jive round, and or sometimes they are called, but these people just come and inject these people. You run them down, you inject them, and you take them off to hospital. That's not how it ought to be done. That's not how it ought to be done. You can capture them for sectioning, but immediate medication is not the way that it ought to be, unless they are super violent. That injection would apply before sectioning. Rarely you would see here they apply that injection. The police, riot police, would have to come and contain and control the person, but they wouldn't just apply the injection like that. And it bothers me because it happens regularly in my community to people under the mental health or who have mental health problem. I don't know if what they're doing is legal or it's just shorthand work. But that is something I would advise the PNP to look at carefully, because when people get these depot injection, and not everybody should get these injection, and not everybody need them, but because Jamaica don't have certain systems in place, a lot of things are done shorthand. And I would implore the People's National Party in their social justice reform, take a serious look at our mental health laws. We need reform of our mental health laws. We need review, because what is going on, as I have seen it in my district, and I've seen the lacking across the country, have seen that people with mental health challenges get treated sometimes as criminals. So that is something that I would advise the People's National Party. In broader context to your sit down last night, that is one of the areas that needs to be seriously reviewed. As a part of that review, also, and this would go to the People's National Party's team and whoever becomes the Minister of National Security. What we also need is for our police officers to have the requisite training to understand how to deal with people who have mental health issues, particularly those who are having an episode in public where it blurs the line of risk. Because if we are going to review our mental health laws, and if we're going to give our police the power of sectioning people in public who may become risky, then these police ought to have the necessary training so they can understand how to deal with people with mental health challenges, sometimes those who are at the serious or severe end of the illness. It doesn't always require just giving them an injection to quiet them down. the necessary protocols need to be followed before you can start stabbing up people with injection and take away their rights and all of that. So serious reviews need to be done in that area, and I hope the People's National Party, in the broader scope of their shutdown last night, can truly look into that. The PATH program needs to be scrapped or resurfaced in a way that it worked for Jamaicans. As I said this morning, scrap PATH, or if you want to rejig PATH, but make sure it's restructured to work, not restructured to oppress the people. Restructured to work, we could have two branches of PATH, one that assists you in health, one that assists you in education. But what we need is a broader financial support for people in the challenged communities, whether be they're mentally challenged, physically challenged, psychologically challenged, whatever the challenges may be. Once you're born and is been diagnosed with a disability, what I think there ought to be as a social safety net, there ought to be a disability social fund. Once a person is identified as disabled, they have an automatic entitlement, not an entitlement which you have to crawl under barbed wire or jump over hoops to get to. An automatic entitlement with a financial threshold at age stages. So when you have a child which is disabled, there are extra financial obligations that you're going to have as a parent that the parent with an able-bodied child wouldn't have, such as your child might require wearing diaper for a longer period or for lifetime. You're going to need extra financial support in all the things that you need to do in order to aid your child. So you need threshold for what you think that the proper threshold would be for a child from birth to say 10 years old, what you think the threshold would be for a child from say the age of 10 to majority age 18, what do you think the financial support would be? And then, when you get on the other end of life, the upper end, you start to having more requirements. So as well as when you get to the 60 and above or 65 and above, you would have the automatic entitlement to social pension coupled with your existing entitlement under the disability social fund. That would assist you in all that you need that for that period: nutrition, diapers, and all that. These are the reason why disability fund and grants is disbursed to people, is to assist you in those extra added things that you would need to in your day-to-day life. So I think we ought to look at that carefully. Now, a disabled social grant would cut across the board, no matter what disability you have. Once you've been diagnosed with a disability, then you have an automatic entitlement to that fund. Look at our people who have mental health and serious social challenges. A lot of them are on the street begging because we don't have a social safety net to look after these people. Don't even talk about parts, because you hear the resounding rejection last night from the people in the audience who part, mind you, is designed for as a safety net, and it's not working for them. So we need a total overhaul of that system, especially we're finding out that they're asking you some weird questions in order for you to be on the program. We need to get away from getting into people personal affairs in order to give them social assistance. So we are depending on Mark Golden and his team in their social justice reform to take a serious look. And after that meeting last night, it gives us hope as a country that these issues are issues that will be addressed by Mark Golden and his team. But seriously, we need to tackle mental health in our country. Mental health is not about beating and stoning mad people as we do in our country. It's not about looking the other direction or crossing the street and think that they are not one of us too, or think that we cannot end up in their position too. This is where we're not getting it, Jamaica, as a people. A lot of us, as you know, all of us are mad people. Some of us just wear clean clothes. We can get to that position too in a split second. Any one of us can go mad in a split second and end up on the street corner, eating out of a bin, been stoned by the community, been abused by everyone we come in contact with. Isn't that how mental health people are being treated in our society? We need a serious review, my people. And now that we see that we have a government, an upcoming leader that we can talk to, if he stays on the same track once we give them power, because I don't know when we give people power, they turn to turn in a nasty pan where have many legs. But if they're on the track that they're on now, we can say the Golden Team shows sign of listening to the people. And if you are listening to the people, then when you are legislating, you will take the people in consideration, not as we have now, where then just run tirade round with and put legislation to Parliament in matters of hours. Now, these are the things. Labor rights. You know, someone who don't understand social justice, who don't understand social, but you know, it's not your makeup anyway. There's nothing social about labor rights. Prime Minister, I don't even know how to address you anymore. I don't even think it worth talking to Andrew Holness anymore, because Andrew Holness, now listen, I think we should just speak to the people of Jamaica. Andrew Holness all the way over there, so you know. Andrew Holness not even a listen we are going around him. Andrew Holness, particularly since 2020 to now, these are the changes that Andrew Holness could have made. But if you remember carefully, the Disability Act was passed in 2014 under the People's National Party government, wasn't it? And there was a promulgated period where people ought to be educated on the act, and systems are to be put in place in time for the proper implementation of the act. It takes the Labour Party 7 years, and I think the whole period that was given was a 4-year period. It took the Jamaica Labour Party 7 years, and even to date, under the law where all government building ought to have the necessary, the bank demand denies, ought to have all of the necessary retrofitting mechanism to assist disabled people when it comes to access and entrance and all of that. If we remember was it in 2023, the Merle Grove High School scenario where that young girl almost lost her place at Merle Grove High School because she's a wheelchair-based student. And it was after Partner Jaw TV made some noise, the Ministry of Education run around with a bit of brouhaha. So even the Jamaica Labour Party government has not adhered to the Disabilities Act. So we're hoping that the People's National Party can fix up and tweak and twine and bring new amendment and legislation forward where needed to assist all of what is going on. Now, following the tracking of Mark Golden, at one point I thought Mark Golden would really never cut it. Mark Golden has arrived. Mark Jefferson Golden has arrived on the political scene and is taking the scene by storm. As you can see, Delroy Chuck the pan road a mad, Andrew the pan road, I sell bag juice, taste your panty and water, and all sorts. But Mark Golden made another power move today again, because people on social media have been advising Mark Golden cancel the meeting. I was listening to Carlos' show today and I heard a 75-year-old granny call and send a serious advice to Mark Golden. Don't take the bait from the Jamaica Labour Party. Even though you had your meeting planned first and you have your permission to go ahead with your party and their badman governmentism, the Jamaica Labour Party and their badman governmentism have moved in to say, we don't need permission, we will just get on with it. We will just get on with it. And the Jamaican if you want us to do a little birthday thing for you, Sharon, you can send us your picture and we will do a little celebratory for you on Sunday, definitely. What Mark Golden did today was leadership-like. As Colleen says, I really didn't want the meeting to cancel, but I wholeheartedly agree with Mark Golden canceling the meeting. The Prime Minister is looking for every and anything to have an uproar in the country in a bid to not call the general election. Prime Minister Holness, we the people of Jamaica will not give you that chance. We're going to stand on our big toes. We're going to bite our fingers. We're going to turn a blind eye, Prime Minister. We will not be able to give you, or we're not going to give you, Prime Minister, what you're asking for. Take it and go on. Just like a whole Prime Minister, you violent, ruptibiate them. A walk around the country, thinking, say, tearing down PNP pamphlet and posters is going to win the election. Thank you, Pauline. Tearing down PNP pamphlet and posters is going to win you the election. And Your Holiness, you have lost already. You have lost by your corruption, your stealing, your power, hunger, and money grabbing attitude is why the country has been turned off. No amount of violence and intimidation is going to force Jamaican to choose a set of crooks again, Prime Minister. Mark Golden did the gentleman thing today by canceling their meeting and give the Prime Minister the opportunity to go on a road with him full rules and him full coup them. Go on a road with your full rules and your full coup them, and Your Holiness. But no amount of violence or intimidation is going to secure victory for the Jamaica Labour Party. The people of Jamaica are fed up. They are turned off because they realize that Andrew Holness and his team are just there to enrich themselves.
I just want to make it known that I sent a voice note to Superintendent Williams speaking about these incidents happening in plain daylight along Rosemary Lane, Rum Lane, and the Prime Minister is down there in the constituency. A lot of police officers are down there, and this kind of thing is happening right there now. You know, I told him the incident took place down at Southside where they went down there. The MP and his security shoot up themselves down there and trying to say the PNP had anything to do with it. The police know what took place down there. There's footage to show what took place there. They did this in Almontown, and all of this is being allowed to happen in the constituency. It is clear that they want to instigate or start some kind of violence in the constituency because this can help them. It cannot help me. I don't need any violence. This is what took place in 2020, you know. This is what took place with the same JLP instigating this kind.
For the labor rights who love run come on my platform, come tell me some if you talk about PNP war as well. Can you find us any video evidence, any photographic evidence where members of the People's National Party is going around taking down pamphlets for candidates of the Jamaica Labour Party? Can you provide us any of that evidence? Because we have a whole heap of it. Portland, West Kingston, all over Montego Bay, JLP supporters and mayors are doing exactly that. Can you provide us any proof of the People's National Party on any political intimidation towards the Jamaica Labour Party? Because we have proof that a UNO are go around go pop down people things. As IFAC put up anything, so UNO tear it down. You have lost the election already, East Portlanders, East Portland, Scallywag. You have lost the election. You were never qualified from the first place. But labor rights, you have a leader that doesn't care about your life. You have a leader, labor rights, that will rile you up and get you to go there and do things on his behalf. That's the type of leader that you have, labor rights. A leader that is self-serving. A leader who is power hungry. A leader that has not done anything that is worthy of being brought back as a leader. And he is using you to fight his battle. You who he has turned a blind eye to since you have given him power. Labor rights. Are you going to take the bait from Andrew Holness to get yourself in trouble, get yourself hurt, and then after the election, win, lose, or draw, Andrew Holness and his team don't look left nor right? Thank you, Debbie. That is what Andrew Holness is setting you all up for. Andrew Holness ain't gonna come out and fight his political war for himself. His job is to make sure you all are riled up to go out there and do silly things on his behalf. What Mark Golden did was take the safety of the people in consideration by calling off a meeting to avoid the confrontation set up by the Prime Minister. Why would you want to have that type of leadership continued, Jamaica, where a leader is using violence to secure power? We have seen, if your eyes are open enough, since Andrew Holness has gotten that sway of power after the 2020 general election, Andrew Holness has done nothing but abuse. Andrew Holness has done nothing but abusing us. More Andrew Holness will be more abuse. A vote for an Andrew Holness is a vote for dictatorship. A vote for Andrew Holness is a vote for calamity. Young men across Jamaica, young women across Jamaica, it is this Prime Minister who ordered your killing. This is the Prime Minister that ordered the killing of your brothers, your cousins, your sons. That is what you will be voting for.
I'm asking my supporters to hold straight, to allow them to go through and do what they are doing. They have no strength in the area.
I want to feel like, cause we're not afraid of Uno, I'm going to tell you that. We're not afraid of Uno. For any blood clot, I take them to get them. I'm going to tell you that. So you're not the yard. Your yard is your bottom. Your yard is your bottom. You're not the yard. That's your Fugano. Look for Uncle your father. He's dead.
And these Jamaica Labour Party supporters, you know, them very hungry at the moment doing all these things. I don't know why and for what reason Jamaica Labour Party supporters allow themselves to be riled up by their leaders at this point for no good reason. Something that could cost your life, something that could put you in trouble, something that your leader will not look at you in the aftermath. And Your Holiness has enriched himself labor rights. Labor rights, and Your Holiness has enriched himself, his family, and his cronies. What has the Prime Minister done for you, labor rights? What has the Prime Minister done for our country, Jamaica? Hmm? The wheels of the bus go round and round. Twang, twang, twang. The wheels of the bus go round and round, all the way round. Driving through the National Stadium, the big yellow bus from Overfurring. The wheels of the bus go round and round, all the way round. Happy American Independence, Jamaica. Hmm? Happy American Independence, or should we say, Happy American Yellow Rotten, Dry Rotten Bus Independence. Hmm? Or does anyone have another way to state it? The wheels of the bus go room, room, room. Da, 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 da. What a song to sing on our independence celebration when the old American buses, who one of their major complaints is their wheel blowing off, flying out, popping off a road. The wheels of the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels of the... This was the performance I spoke to you about, but just the wheels of the bus part we're concerned about, you know. Thanks, Kev. Happy American Independence, Jamaica. And you know the thing about it, them set them both sides of the stage so you couldn't miss them. You could never miss them. 9 years. 9. And now we make this up in the labor rights. The Prime Minister come out and he stand up behind a mic. He looked into a camera. He looked into a camera and he told us, it took me 9 years. But what did the Prime Minister turn up with? A bag of dry rotten lebre. A bag of dry rot lebre is what the Prime Minister turned up with after 9 years. And this same Prime Minister who promised many failed to deliver any is asking you, the people, for another term. Because the Prime Minister Sisse, we ain't gonna go there with him again. And Your Holiness is trying everything, violence, intimidation. He knows that the lies, promises, and deceit is not going to work a third time. We have woken up to what the Your Holiness regime is. We're not going to go there with you again. So Andrew Holness, depend a run to make sure him command we to become one of his minions. Prime Minister, it's not going to happen. Mark Golden is leading carefully, and we expect him to be that leader that will listen to the people and that will govern in the interest of the people. Not like you, Prime Minister, unlike you, who for 9 years you have been governing for your pocket and your narcissistic tendencies. That's how you govern for. We trust that when Mark Golden comes, Mark Golden no have no reason for thief. And Mark Golden now go turn a blind eye, Prime Minister, and making people them thief out the public coffers. We heard from the sit down last night that path is nowhere to be found for the people who really need the assistance of path. Colonel Charles, with millions or billions missing from his department, ought to be investigated as to where part money gone, where the national security money gone, and those in our country who need it most are not getting the assistance. Remember, it was that same Colonel Charles who have him friend come at him office come collect 1.5 million, 1.5 million in one day in 3 different checks. You tell me if them something don't warrant investigation when they can't give an account for state money. And we hear say missing over there, sorry, missing over here. So, but we, the people of Jamaica, cannot get it. But Colonel Charles' friend is collecting 1.5 million in one day. How much was the kickback for you, Mr. Charles? So a lot of things Mark Golden need to root through, as well as Mark Golden and his team will have to put this country back together. Administratively and operationally, this country has fallen apart. Mark Golden, you see when you're coming up power, sir, you see these educated people where are coming with these talented people, find job, give them fiddle. Don't make them just sit down there, one bench and say present. What do I mean by that? You see like how Andrew Holness come, in tough in pocket, in tough in bosom, in tying skirt tail, and in tough it with whatever I can tough it with. We don't want you to come there, come be Minister of Defense, Minister of Economic and Job Creation, Minister of Housing, Minister of Water, and Minister of National Work Agency. We don't want you come with them something Mark Golden. We want you give job to the people them. So the country not tie up around your foot like Andrew Holness. The country not tie up around your foot like Andrew Holness. So you, Mr. Golden, can get the chance to focus on leading those who you choose as your secretaries and ministers to carry out the different departments and agencies. Don't come like Andrew. We know you're not hungry, so you're not going to come with your hungry belly approach. Andrew Holness has come with a hungry belly approach, and even when him belly full, him don't think say, all right, now, make another hug me out of the trough. So we're asking you to make sure when you come, you don't run the country out of your pocket like Andrew Holness, where Andrew Holness have 110 agencies and departments are run from a mobile phone in their pocket. We want you to make sure that you put these talented people to work. Now look at Darrell Vaz. Look at Darrell Vaz, Minister of Transport, Science, Telecommunication, and the ologies. These are the things that we're not going to. But then again, Mark Golden now come with no dons. But when you take up so much government position, you want to dons, we can't read half a paper. A paper, you know? Paper kind of look down. And funny ma look down. I seen thing I read half.
Arabian, Brethren, Christian, and Palestine, Roman Catholic, revilers, coming up.
The more them get it, and the more them want it. Lord knows, said the pressure was away from his ups and downs. Men all like junkies all over town. Hard drugs.
Brethren, Christian, and Palestine.
We're gonna let the log of them search the floor more and more. Have you ever watched somebody who takes crack cocaine or heroin? I did the research on that. When I came to England, I always been hearing about these people who take drugs. And I wanted to see. It was then I understood Gregory Isaac's song. Because what you mean, you know, the hard drugs, we're gonna let a lot of them search the floor more and more. I saw that when I first watched people taking crack. After them take them, sniff them thing and them get into their upstairs, the echelons, you see them walking around, literally creeping on the ground and picking for things. Don't know what they lost down there. Don't ask me. But it was then I understand what Gregory Isaac was saying, given that Gregory Isaac was one of those snorters as well. It was then I understood what Gregory Isaac was talking about when he sung the hard drugs song. One of them sound like the PM singing, no sir. I go, now you know with the PM.
Roman Catholic,
Mark Golden,
revilers, coming up.
If you want to send a message, Mark Golden, on Sunday, you should record this song and put it a road.
Land of my birth. I say this is Jamaica.
Jamaica, the Prime Minister is going to sing in scribbles now because, you know, if he was singing a giant up, it would have sound a little bit better. But given say scripts, him a singing, you have to tolerate singing in scripts.
Land of my birth. I say this is Jamaica, my Jamaica, the land of my birth. I will never leave her shores. I will never run away.
I have to keep reminding you, always bear in mind throughout this whole torture period that the Prime Minister is sick. Even if you think the Prime Minister is talking, even if it sounds like the Prime Minister is talking, bear in mind the Prime Minister is singing you a song.
I will always believe in the black, the green, the gold I say. All nations great to have their trials. We must face the test of time. that our people, they are strong and we're going to get along. For some people say we are poor. But the progress you make, my friend, is not always how rich you are. I said, this is the land of my birth.
Jamaica.
I said, this is the land of my birth. I said, this is Jamaica, my Jamaica. This is the land of my birth. Now, let us stop for a minute and count our blessings one by one. We should never be disloyal, but stand up and keep strong. My Jamaica is a beautiful island. She's the crown of the Caribbean Sea. And our people, they are free, no oppression here to see, with the prettiest women there be. And the hills, and the plains, and the rivers, and the valleys running to the beach. I said, this is the land of my birth. I said, this is the land of my birth. I said, this is Jamaica, my Jamaica. This is the land of my birth.
Oh, what have I done? Oh, if you have not heard it before, that's what singing in scripts actually is. Okay, you know, when you're singing a giant up, it's a bit faster, it's a bit more melodious. It's a bit more faster and more melodious when you're singing in giant up. But if you're singing in crips, any at all, you might just not be able to decide, is that singing, talking, bawling, a wailing, distressful cat, or a mourning hog? You will ask those questions. What I cannot do is tell you what it is. All I can tell you is what you heard. That's all I can tell you. What is going on is what you heard. The Prime Minister was singing. The Prime Minister was singing. Is the Prime Minister throwing shades? Because remember, the Prime Minister came out and he also talked the song I'm an Banya, I'm an Anya, and Mark Golden have to come out and sing it for him. So like Mark Golden, you have to cancel your meeting. I would advise you on Sunday, you record this song and you put it out there. Give us something to watch on Sunday, Mr. Golden. Like how we now go bother. Get to watch PNP out a crossroad on Sunday. Record the song and put it out. So if a shades the Prime Minister show, then we can show shades at him too. Him may ban a Jamaica, but we no ban a Bellevue Prime Minister. You may ban a Jamaica. We certainly never ban up a Bellevue. The people of Jamaica see Andrew Holness regime for what it is. Has no interest in the people. No interest in the people at all. It is the reason why your very base Andrew Holness, the supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party, are not coming out to support you. Let's see what it will be tomorrow, on Sunday. Even though I know, because they're expecting election date to be announced, they will come out, and Andrew Holness and Desmond McKenzie is going to pay them to come out. But won't be about that. It will be about the polls. I'm not understanding this video. Is it a labor right or a PNP, Desmond McKenzie and Juliet Cockburn Finn are threatened? Somebody help me in the comment if you don't understand where I'm going here. So
I'm a video man too.
Does anyone know what is going on there? Who them are threatening? Labor rights. Let me ask one of the labor rights. Labor rights. Where are you? Because we no sooner come out for nothing at all, you know. And one day for now go come out Sunday. But Jamaica, in the labor camp, this is the vlogger them. This is the vloggers and the JLP communication apparatus. They're all not working in sync. They are all not working in sync. Let us listen to them. They are at themselves. G2K, Apka Fin Fendley at Loggerheads.
And Dr. Go get it signed. What a group of young people.
No, I was telling Tari that you said you need to meet with Dr. Chang, but I'm telling him that it's not Marlon that's the problem, it's APCA. Because all communications right now coming from inside the party is from APCA. APCA sends out everything to the media houses. So I'm telling him that it's not Marlon that's the problem. Yes, Marlon is the spokesperson, but behind the scenes, it's APCA that controls all communication. Everything has to be approved by him. That's what I'm telling
you. All right, sister. Well, tell brother APCA say the G2K and the Jamaica should have been long time in the community sign up even for the NHF. Hard. Sign up people for them to go free, help them because I know everybody understand the government.
You hear labor right? Plan for use state resources to buy votes. Isn't that what you're hearing?
And pretty much people are calling
on the social pension
those people call me about the solidarity program, Navi.
On the social pension.
Uno na do a good job because if me and Kizzy that run G2K and Young Jamaica, from before the solidarity program roll out, we would have people, we would have school picnic where we say, all right, we're going to pay on a day pay to walk in a community and walk in a district and sign up people like a hot bread. And when they're done, we cook a pot of food and some liquor for drink and give them a little stipend and make them go on. We don't do nothing. We don't do nothing. And that's because people don't know how to set up in the program. And we don't do that. And then something they get will vote.
Yeah, people don't know the information.
And then something they get send out message in a group, get with vote, and then something they get with vote. Because when we send out them people upon the solidarity program in Kizzy, next when the election call, they see people that we go back final.
Because we have them data.
Remember me the concept of plastic program?
Jamaica, are you aware that left, right, and center, the Jamaica Labour Party is in chaos at all levels? They are fighting and warring amongst themselves at all levels. There are discontent in every level and every camp of the Jamaica Labour Party. And then they come out here to tell us that we're delusional, that the PNP are delusional when them think Mount Golden can win. Aren't they delusional in their... I don't even know what to call it. There's a meltdown when it comes to unity. There is a meltdown. The Labour Party is taken hostage by this unity. This unity has taken hostage of the Jamaican.
Well, I know, tell you something. It's when the same people, it's when people that saying, don't talk about it and don't talk about that. Them not understand, say, are the same people from the party. When they want people like me, and Teddy Lee and other people for go out there and cuss and go and bad. You understand me? Why didn't I tell us what can go on so when that them call to encourage we to take on certain people and go on certain way?
With your mother's permission.
Satire, you're not a member of parliament. You're not a member of parliament.
I am 17, folks.
My member of parliament. I have a
Yeah, you can volunteer over the summer.
Volunteer.
Right.
Yeah, Archimans, they have people have website ask to volunteer. You know, sign up for one of them.
Volunteer with Archimans, so we go down.
No, you see the place that I live in with my member of parliament, and no disrespect to my MP, I love my MP, but you see the people that work for our MP in this place, they are my challenge.
Okay.
They are my issue.
We can tell you
The
something.
MP.
You know, until this bet down with a constituency. And when you go
Sorry, people in Philippine, them they in a party from Buster Mantin and short pants and they don't want no young person beside them. So no leave Tari alone, stress him out with them. Them the people have been dead out.
To our social media warriors like Keisha Mack, Alex Higgs, Selena, Oral Campbell, Bridget Watson, Donovan De Paz, Black Italian, Jay Brown, Alex Jano, Mr. and Mrs. Dottyman, Chopper John West from the Chopping Block, who is our personal Ian Harding. I know that 85% or so of
Yes, you have named them all. They are a disunited bunch, though. From last year, November, October, they've been all eating off each other's head. There's a total collapse of support in the Jamaica Labour Party. They have all watched Andrew Holness swindle off the public purse, as the Prime Minister would say. We are not thieves, we are pilferers. They have watched Andrew Holness ram raid him way through the public purse. They have watched Andrew Holness enrich himself for 20 years. Multiple bank accounts and shell companies, and he has not paid them any attention. Labour Rights was planning a long time to sit on their hands when Andrew Holness is ready for the next general election. And you can see it now right across the country. They are not getting any support, and it's really driving them crazy. Let me say this, PNP and Labour Right, as I said this morning, wanna go one side there, so. Because you both have been the enabler for political corruption on both sides of the fence over the years. What I'm appealing to tonight, or this morning as it is in the United Kingdom, is the undecided voters, those who are sitting on the fence, those who say, fuck it, all of them are the bloody well same. You vote for East, you get West, and you vote for West, you get East. So it no matter, me no have to vote. Those of us disengaged and disenfranchised, it is you that I am asking tonight, this morning, give Mark Golden and the People's National Party a chance. What we are seeing from Mark Golden and the People's National Party is a progressive direction, a direction that our country needs in order to take us out of this dismal, dictatorous despair that this government has us in over the last 9 years. We have tried Andrew Holness twice. And we can count all of the Prime Minister's failure. We can count all of the Prime Minister's promises and non-delivery. It will be very psychotic to choose Andrew Holness again, having failed twice, and expect him to deliver the third time round. Give the Mark Golden-led team a chance, Jamaica. We need a different direction. The direction we have been on, you listened last night and you heard how people have been squeezed to their wits end. More of Andrew Holness will be more and worser of the same. Your children will meet their maker. They'll be on a stretcher. You will become more impoverished. You'll become more hungry. More police brutality will be heaped on you. More of the metros will take your stall and your goods and turn it over or destroy it. And you will even get more old buses. Because remember, in 9 years, all they could have provided us is old bus. Chain apostolic buses, Christian apostolic buses, revivalist buses. Particularly to the people of Portland, St. Thomas, and St. Mary. Your children's future is on your fingertip at the next general election. Oh, police, done. We're done. We're done and gone. Because the state, Crystal Lee, the people them say you turn up 5 years late, my darling. 5 years late.
Speak up.
5 years late, labor rights. Leave Crystal, leave. You're 5 years late. Crystal may be 5 years late, and Your Holiness is 9 years late. 9 whole years late, Prime Minister. In the marketplace, Prime Minister, in the highways, the hedges, in all the workplaces across our country, Prime Minister, is a rejection of Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. The people are rejecting you all wherever you go. It's the pressure, Andrew Holness. It's the pressure that the people has felt in the last 9 years, particularly the last dictatorous 5, when we go to the power then.
Time come, time done. My time can't done, baby. Me not depend on JLP nor PMP. What are we around people? Just say them a fight it. Think of PMP they do all of this. You think of PMP they do all of this, you don't see you run. They have all kind of talk. Look in my mouth. Look in my mouth. You see nobody about them. Me not sleep. Me not sleep. Constant now look in the market.
That's why Mr. The labor rights them not catch up. Because them ignore, from you give them power, them ignore you. And now they're turning up again, wanting power from the same people that they have ignored. That is why the people are not going to give you another chance at power, Andrew Holness. It never work. It never work. We not try you again. We're not going to try you again, Prime Minister, because we try you twice and it no work. Don't expect us to come back, come act sillier than the two last time. It's over for you, Andrew Holness. Sunday, call the election, give the nation the choice, and let the nation decide, do I want to continue, or am I fed up enough to say to hell with Andrew Holness and his criminal affiliates? We don't get nothing found. We don't have anything to say. At least him thief.
And you know, current leader and
At least him thief. But him did something. He stole and he did nothing. That's Andrew Holness's legacy.
Comrade Julian,
them.
the early simulation program is something I really want us to look into when we go to office.
When the screen recording,
I have patience that I
Look at the 1, 2, which is a 3 of Jesus Christ. 3, 4, 5. Good Lord God, no Andre Bad. Andre Bad. We are go with the whole bus here. We are go with the whole bus here. Mash up redundant bus from America. We are go with them. Jamaica no want them here. Them are no good picture with school pit to them. They go kill with school pit to them with them here and Joe. Wicked man. Wicked man. Let back your bus them. We don't want them. Let them look at Manchester. Look at us. Look at us Manchester. Wickedness from the people of Jamaica. Wicked.
Let me say this to the Jamaica Labour Party supporters. Whatever Andrew Holness was planning for Sunday, Mark Golding has pulled his people back. So Mark Golding is protecting his supporters and the people of Jamaica from any danger. When the general election is announced by the Prime Minister, labor rights, the movement of labor rights and the old bosses will step up across the country. You, supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party, will be putting yourself at great risk and grave danger. You don't have to put yourself at risk. You do not have to put yourselves in danger, labor rights, because you're the people who will be running around on these buses, what we say, break down a roadside, tire pop off yaso, this pop off yaso, or they run up in a something, or they can't go up hill, or they can't go around corner, or it's not safe to pass them, it's not safe for them to overtake. You, members of the Jamaica Labour Party, will be putting your lives and your safety at risk. My advice to you is do not. Not because I'm not seeing at the local government election, this lady have her leg chop off and Andrew Holness go there where they go cut ribbon to put leg prosthetic panel. Do not put yourself at risk. Do not, labor rights, put yourself in danger by traversing the country and these dry rotten buses. Because that's all you will be doing, putting yourself in danger. And remember, you don't have hospital nor hospital bill. You don't know what is hospital or hospital bill. They be right now, I'm not about take note of the UIC, because if the UIC want us to take note of them in our politics, them stop the armchair campaigning on social media and actually come in the hills and valleys and get us where we are. There's a lot of people when I know about UIC, because UIC just depends on social media. This is not the politics. This is not our type of politics. You're not going to reach people on social media. So we not have to pay attention to the UIC. Of course, if the UIC is serious, there's a 60% or so of disenfranchised voters that they can tap into. But if the UIC thinks that armchair politics is going to cut it in our country, then they can stay there with the armchair vlogging, because that's what I class it is, armchair vlogging, because politics in our country, it's not about a social media thing. Whole heap of people all, whole heap of people not able to read, whole heap of people don't have the data to go on social media and all of that and all that jazz. So when the UIC get to where politics is, we will meet them there. But for now, we're dealing with what we have and what we have to traverse and tagger through. You don't get support by waving your hand and say, hey, I'm over here, when the other person come and poke in at your side and whisper in your ears. And so go UIC. What I do, it's not about clean politics. People are not asking you to fool people or tell them lie. But our politics is about going out into the highways and hedges, listening to the people in order for you to be able to formulate policies. Give me 5 minutes. I'm going to close my show and then I will text you and you call me back after, yeah? You hear me? So just stay by your phone. I'm going to text you as soon as I'm done. I'm going to wrap up my show now. Sorry about that, my peeps. I'm going to have to run. I need to have a conversation with my son. So thank you very much for being here this evening on Global TV. We're going to take the weekend break. We're coming back Sunday evening, though. We're going to take the break tomorrow. And we'll definitely be back on Sunday evening. We will pay no. We hope that the Prime Minister, while we are on air or before we get on air, that the Prime Minister announces the election date. It is what the country is waiting for. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Have yourself an amazing weekend. If you are new to the channel, please give us a follow. So when we go live, you'll certainly get our notification. And to Miss Wholeness, Mr. Golden was looking straight at you. Whatever happens to eye contact, Miss Wholeness? Thank you very much and good night from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rob and cheat and not first and for. Make God what I seen to. Make him a throw and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a clock. Make him a throw and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men men are red. How they want to see. They didn't can sell out Rasta. Can't sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone. And they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone. And they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see. They didn't can sell out Rasta. I sell out. I sell out Babylon. Yes, come on the Friday. Human show and stone. And they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. Human show and stone. And they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and show one stone. And he bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big him and show one stone. And it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man show one stone. And it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.